Boys and girls, tonight we're going to look at the final part of the Unit 7 study guide on Pythagorean theorem. Let's do these problems. Okay, boys and girls, let's take a look at the problem here. Number 27, it says if a duck flew 6 miles north and a goose flew 10 miles east, both started from the same spot, how far apart would they be approximately? Round to the nearest tenth. Okay, so we're going to start out with a common point right there. And then it says that the duck flew 6 miles north. Okay. So there's our duck. Okay, and he flew 6 miles north. And then our goose flew 10 miles east. Okay, how far apart are they from each other? Well, the distance from the duck to the goose now is here. They start at the same point, but the duck flew north, the goose flew east. Okay, they're this far apart now. So we use our Pythagorean theorem to solve this. Okay, a squared plus b squared is equal to c squared. We could say a is equal to 6. B would be equal to 10. So we have 36 plus 100 is equal to c squared. So we'd have 136 is equal to c squared. Okay, and 136 is, we don't want to know what c is. We want to know, well, we want to know what c is, not c squared. So we need to do the inverse operation of squaring c, which is finding the square root. And what we do to one side, we need to do to the other. 136 is not a perfect square, but it falls between the two perfect squares of 121 and 144, which would be somewhere between 11 and 12. So it's going to be 11 and some fraction. Where do I get my numerator? It's going to be 11 and a fraction. The numerator is the difference between 136 and 121, which is going to be 15. 136 minus 136 minus 121 is 15, and then the difference between these two will give us the denominator, which would be 23. Okay, 144 minus 121 is 23. Now, so our answer would be 11 and 15/23 of a mile, but it says round to the nearest tenth. So I need to do one more step. I need to take 15 and divide it by 23, which will give me a decimal, and then I can round to the nearest tenth. 23 will go into 150 approximately 6 times, I believe. 6 times 3 is 18. Oops, forgot my decimal point. Carry the 1. 6 times 2 is 12 plus the 1 is 13. I subtract, and I'm going to get 2. Get 12. Okay, bring another 0 down. 23 will go into 120 about 5 times, which will be 115. And I can stop right there because this would round, 0.65 or 65 hundredths would round to approximately 0.7. So my final answer would be 11 and 7/10 miles. Okay, using the Pythagorean theorem to find the distance between 2 points. Here we have 2 points on a coordinate plane. And what do? The one thing you don't want to do is you don't want to count blocks diagonally. You will get the wrong answer each time. I always have students that think they can take a little shortcut and they just count, that looks like that many blocks, but they go 1, 2, you're going to get the wrong answer. Trust me. What you want to do is you want to turn this diagonal line into a right triangle by dropping a perpendicular line there and also bring a line across there like so. Now you have a right triangle. Okay, now we can count blocks. You can count blocks vertically up and down, and you can count blocks or units horizontally left and right. And we can say that this triangle, it looks like it is, let me see, it's 5 there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. Okay, it's 8 high, and it's 1, 2, 3. The base is 3. So I can use now my Pythagorean theorem. A squared plus b squared equals c squared. Okay, I'm going to say a is the height, which is a squared. And then I'm going to say the base will be b, which is 3, and I'll square that. 8 times 8 is 64. 3 times 3 is 9. Okay, 64 plus 9 will be 73, and 73 is equal to c squared. But I'm not done. I want to find c, not c squared. So my last inverse operation will be finding the square root of c squared. And when I do to one side, I have to do to the other. So c is going to be equal to the square root of 73. I know that that 73 is not a perfect square, but it's between 64 and 81, which are two perfect squares. The square root of 64 is 8, and the square root of 81 is 9. And so the answer is between 8 and 9. It's going to be 8 and some fraction. I get my numerator from finding the difference between these two numbers, 73 and 64, which will be 9. Okay, 73 minus 64 is 9. And then I get my denominator by finding the distance between my two perfect squares, 64 and 81. I'm just going to go over here and take care of it this way. Regroup. 11 minus 4 is 7. 7 minus 6 is 1. So there's my answer, 8 and 9/17. But I believe that we're supposed to find it to the nearest tenth. And if that's the case, we need to change this fraction here. Okay, and my final answer, when I convert 9/17 to a decimal, I take 9 divided by 17. I'm going to get 0.58 approximately, and that rounds. I'm going to stop right there, and that rounds to 6/10. So my answer is 8 and 6/10. That is an estimation to the closest tenth. Girls, test days tomorrow. Hope you're ready. Okay, I'll see you then. Bye-bye.